Let's talk about Shadow Mewtwo versus Empoleon. This is one of the simplest and most linear matchups in the entire game. This might only take me like 5 minutes to get through. Here's the thing with Empoleon. Empoleon, frankly, only really has like one attack. It has Aqua Jet. It has some other stuff that looks cute. You know, it has this. Oh, this move, the forward A, this Ice Beam, this is actually a threat. This move gets rid of Pillar, so actually keep that in mind. But other than that, Empoleon has one move. It has Aqua Jet. Now, I'm going to spend pretty much the entire guide focusing on that. So here's the deal with Aqua Jet. Now, there are 3 levels to Aqua Jet. There's level 1. Farther away, there's level 2. And then from like almost full screen, well, not on this stage, there's level 3. But yeah, I can do it from like almost full screen. And that's about the max range that you're going to get. It's level 3. So, the different ones do different amounts of hit stun to you and block stun. And there are, for the most part, you're going to deal with them all similarly. Empoleon can do 4 different things from the Aqua Jet stance. It can do Aqua Jet into Y, which is cut. Now that move is actually -4 on block. It is a mid. It can go for Aqua Jet into X. Now that is the waterfall. It is -37 on block, so you can punish that with pretty much anything you have. It can also go for B after Aqua Jet, which is Surf. Now that move also leaves you in an aerial state if they cancel with R. That move is -8 on block. So if you block this Surf, it's -8, but the Aqua Jet X, when they go straight up, that is the waterfall, and that is unsafe on block, like -30 something. Now Aqua Jet A, this is +4. So it is a true block string, and so if you're blocking the first hit, you can't do anything about the second hit. And if you block Aqua Jet into it, it has armor as it's starting up, so that's pretty annoying. Let's see if you can jump away from it. Yeah, you can't jump away if they're close up. So let me break down how to deal with all these. Ideally, you're going to want to be spacing yourself at a range where Aqua Jet is just straight up going to whiff. Okay? It's just not even going to make contact with your character. That's the main way that you're going to deal with it. However, that being said, sometimes you are going to block it. Level 3, it's very difficult to deal with. But the other levels put you in less block stun. So you can perfect block and be able to punish that, but the timing is pretty specific because there are different follow-ups they can do. It's a little bit different timing to perfect block cut, and you're not going to be able to punish Surf or Waterfall either if you go for a perfect block. So personally, I prefer just doing the side homing method if you're at a level 1 range, and then let's see, if you're at level 2 range, side homing still seems to be the best option. Level 3 range is so far away that you probably shouldn't even be blocking it from that far away. You should just be like doing jump Y. Yeah, that was level 2, I think. Yeah, you'll still get hit by waterfall regardless. That's the real mix-up. It's between them doing pretty much anything or them doing waterfall. Yeah, both level 1 and level 2 range, you really should just be side homing or blocking. Level 3 range though, you gotta just guess. I personally would prefer to just block and then go for a reflect afterwards, because it's really not a good look how much block stun they put you in. Now, one other thing though to worry about is this move, which does pierce you. Now in field phase, every jumping move in field phase has a little bit more recovery, so you can usually punish this a lot easier. But it's one of those attacks, since it's a jumping attack, even though it's supposed to be unsafe, depends on how high they hit up with it. Now remember that this move right here goes into the Aqua Jet stance, so they can do any of the other follow-ups from it. But really, I mean, if you're doing jump Y away from this move, you can Earthquake and come down with it. Though this defog is gonna erase projectiles. And it erases projectiles starting frame 3, which is pretty interesting. Because that means that if you do like a really meaty pillar expand, then they're not going to be able to do anything about it. But it's just important to note, because a lot of times your pillar isn't actually truly meaty when you expand. You do it a little bit late so that you can get them actually pressing a button. Dual phase is really the same thing. It's just stay out of the range of level 3. Level 1 and level 2, really, I think that you're going to be mostly blocking. But I think you want to command the space more in dual phase. Because in dual phase, you can't do a side homing. And you can't perfect block either. What I would personally do, see, if you're at level 1 range, you can reflect away from, I think, every single thing Empoleon could do. Let me see. Oh, let's say. Yeah, you can reflect every single thing if they're at level 1. Now, if they're level 2 range, let's see. Oh yeah, and that's a true block string when it's level 3. So yeah, reflecting away from everything is, I think that's the play for the most part. Level 1 and level 2 are unsafe on block, so they have to basically commit to something after. However, level 3 Aqua Jet, which is when they do it from really far away. Level 2 is right here, level 1 is point blank. But level 3, when they do it really far away, this is only -4 on block. So if you go for a reflect immediately after and they do a jump A, they can actually hit you out of the air. So let me go ahead and demonstrate that. Yeah, so that's going to be pretty irritating. And you look at all that chip damage, and it does that, that's going to be kind of nasty. So that's really the guess. Are they going to do that, or are they going to go for one of the regular follows? For the most part, though, if you can time your reflect against everything else, that's going to be the way to deal with Empoleon. But you really want to be pressuring Empoleon because it has no command counter. So, well, besides like those ones that are during its like actual pressure. But as a reversal, there's not really anything you can really do. So you want to be pressuring that character. Avoid Aqua Jet if at all possible. Side homing if it's level 1 or level 2. In dual phase, you're going to want to reflect if at all possible when you block the Aqua Jet. And remember, level 3 into the waterfall, that's unsafe. However, it's a true block swing, so you're going to be able to deal with that either way. And then, yeah, the laser, you can low stance that. Let me demonstrate that move. This is forward A in dual phase. You can low stance that. And then Empoleon has some other stuff it can do, like Hydro Cannon or something. Yeah, Empoleon can also do this slide thing where if it does 2x, it can like go into these moves. This move is 0 on block, but it can do this drill after it right here, the 8A. The thing with that move is it's unsafe on block, but they can cancel into everything that they can do with Aqua Jet after it. So just treat it like that. Reflect if you possibly can when you block that drill. I mean, you can contest it, but it's better to just reflect personally. But yeah, it's really just dealing with Aqua Jet, Aqua Jet, Aqua Jet, Aqua Jet. That is the entire character. All this stuff right here, these moves, like all this is a distraction. This is a distraction from what the character is doing. The character is Aqua Jetting you. None of this stuff matters. None of this stuff is important. Get away from Aqua Jet, pressure up close, and level 3 blast if you need to. Low stance that beam, but for the most part, other than that, you'll be fine. Now, one other thing to note is that Empoleon's burst attack is a grab super. So if you can. And they can also do this So after, like, let's say they do Aqua Jet and you're waiting for one of the follow-ups, then they can do that. But every time you block Aqua Jet, you immediately go for the Reflect, then you're gonna avoid that. So that's the main thing to worry about. Oh, and this Empoleon will always do a level 3 Aqua Jet when they're in burst mode, which is quite obnoxious, but just something to know. But yeah, that's Empoleon. It's not a complex matchup at all. But it is going to be annoying because Empoleon, as you can see, has 630 HP compared to Shadow Mewtwo's 680. But if you follow those directions, you just stay outside of that range, then you're not going to have too many issues with the character because its field-based zoning is virtually non-existent.